North London belongs to Arsenal once again, and I know you guys are still smiling from that game over the weekend. This is The Dispatch, and I am Frimmy, and as always, next to me, Josh James is in the building. How you doing? You good?
Yeah, a big smile on my face as well from the weekend. We had a lovely day out, didn't we?
Listen, it wasn't too bad. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. We do all right over there, man.
Yeah, that's 4 wins in a row there. Yeah. It's one of the few stats I've got on my sleeve that we can talk about later maybe. But yeah, we were both there, weren't we?
Yes, I enjoyed myself. What was you getting up to?
I was match report duties and then post-match interviews as well. So I spoke to the manager, who was very happy afterwards, and spoke to Mr. North London Derby, should we call him.
Brilliant. We're probably going to hear from him later in the episode.
Only here because we got a few Dispatch exclusives with Ebbs afterwards, and he was obviously very happy with that.
Yeah, I was there doing my social media bits. It was really good. I think it's the first time I've ever worked the game, so it was quite interesting.
Your first time you've worked
it.
Okay.
The first time I went there, it was even before it opened. I got invited to an NFL combine.
Right.
You know what NFL
Yeah,
combine?
I do. And fitness tests.
Fitness tests and
were you doing the fitness tests?
They made me do the fitness test, and I remember it was before the stadium even opened, and I made sure I had my Arsenal shirt on. I even got a picture on it. It's somewhere on my Instagram somewhere. The second time I went as a fan, I think we won 2-0. Odegaard scored and Bukayo scored. And yeah, this was the first time I worked it, and I absolutely loved it, man.
Yeah, it feels like it hasn't been open very long, but we've got a few good memories there already.
Good results over there, I ain't going to lie. But we have got a jam-packed episode for you guys.
Well, this week marks the return of the No More Red initiative, which has been running for a few years now. And so we're going to speak to our very own, our community department social inclusion manager, Jack Ironside, who's going to be bringing us up to speed with the campaign that's done so much great work locally and beyond to tackle youth crime and the roots of youth crime and violence. So, we're going to be speaking to him. There's a really powerful message, actually, from Jack, so we'll get into that as well.
Oh, brilliant. So let's get into the episode.
Let's do it.
Right, it feels like it's been a while since we've been sat in front of this
studio,
beautiful studio of ours.
You've been busy, that's why. You were out.
You too, come on.
Well, I was busy watching the Winter Olympics. I watched a lot of Winter Olympics.
Oh, wow.
It was good. I got
Big fan?
Yeah, I love it. But also, it was nice because the other week, it's half term, spent a lot of time with the family. As long as the family were also watching the Winter Olympics with me, then I was giving them my time.
I was about to say, the last, I think, Winter Olympics I watched, it's a film called Cool Running.
Cool Running, Jamaican bobsleigh team.
They were my heroes. I didn't know it was fake at the time, but
it was.
Didn't know how movies worked. You know what I mean?
But no, the Jamaican bobsleigh team were in the.
They smashed it. Yeah. Did they smash it?
No.
Oh right.
They. There was a famous crash. Was it in the 80s or 70s? They turned over their bobsleigh, but.
Oh wait, is it a true story? Cool Runnings?
It's based on a true story.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah. So we were watching the bobsleigh, and that's what I was showing the kids. Like, you need to see these videos of the crashes and stuff. And we went on YouTube, and when the film came out years and years ago, didn't it?
I know.
But the bobsleigh team, I'm sure it was like the 80s, the Jamaican bobsleigh team.
Oh, I'm going to have to go research that, man. I love that film.
But I was saying the same, I said, you need to watch this film, and we're going to watch it again. You should have watched it. And when you were working, so you can watch it.
I could have worked
it. So, while you were interviewing Bukayo for his new contract, that's what I was doing. But tell me about that. I listened to the episode.
Oh, mate, it was an experience, man. Of course, I was at home, and they gave me the call that it was happening. Normally, we kind of have rumblings of it happening, but we never have like a set date. And they told me, listen, get down.
Yourself here.
We need to
we
need to get this interview.
Emergency.
This guy's a busy guy, man. He's got training to do. And it was a great experience, and especially because I've been here for like quite a few years. You kind of see them grow as well.
I was going to say your time sort of coincides with when he's
together. It's just good to get all the messages from, especially his announcement video. That was great as well. I was going to different countries and all the supporters, praising him, how great he's been, and then being able to do that sort of interview as well. Because listen, those interviews, they bring out the big guns. They bring out Uncle Righty and that, yeah. So to be able to do that, especially for someone like Bukayo, was quite cool. And even before that, we had David Seaman. That was good.
Yeah, it was great to.
Was you here when David Seaman was here?
Was I working at Arsenal?
Yeah.
Yeah, David Seaman was a young teenager when I was here.
Really?
No, I got the last.
How old are you?
Oh, no, I've got the last couple of seasons. Yeah, so he finished in 03, didn't he, when he lifted the FA Cup?
Yeah.
So I did. Yeah, that is a bit crazy to realise that. Yeah, I overlapped with David Seaman. There's been a few goalies since then, but he was great. I mean, he's always been. Yeah. I remember the very first interview I did with him. We used to do a monthly magazine, you've seen that monthly magazine, have you? I showed you a copy of it, actually.
Yes, you did. He's in it. Yeah, I've got a picture on it. On the visuals, I'm going to... Are we like...
Yeah, of course. It's out there. Cool. It's been printed. I can't... Cool. It's too late now. It's out there.
Oh, mate, this guy had flowing hair.
Yeah, those were the days.
Locks, yeah.
But yeah, the first interview I did with David Seaman would have been for the magazine. So we used to, every month... Big interview. This is before, that we had social media and even before really we put interviews on the website. So the monthly magazine, whoever was on the cover would be that. And David Seaman hadn't done it. It was while it was coming to the end of his career. Yeah. There was a lot of heat on him about when's he going to retire, like his England days, and he just didn't want to do any media. And our comms officers at the time were really good and said, look, it would be great if you did something just for in-house, just for our magazine. Sat down, I spoke to him for a good couple of hours. It was great because he's such a good talker, which we saw, didn't we, last week?
It's funny as well. That's what you want.
Yeah, because I always thought he'd go into the media bigger than he has, because he does do bits and pieces, doesn't he? And he's got his own podcast.
Yes, he do. Yeah,
trying to rival us, but
I know, right? What's he doing?
But it was great, wasn't it? To speak to him, get some stories, and to do it in front of a live audience.
Yes,
yeah, they're always good fun because you feed off the energy of the supporters, and then when we run out of things to ask, we can say, oh, "You guys got any questions?" And they're usually much better. So yeah, that was good. Feels like more than 2 weeks ago. A lot has happened since then. We just played so many games.
Listen, but that's what we're here for,
but
man.
That's what Mikel was talking about after the game at the weekend. It's like you write a new chapter every time you play a game, and you need to take the criticism when it comes your way, and you need to use it in a positive way. And if you can do that, that's how you write the story of a season. So every game has a little bit of the previous game in it. So you just got to take a breath each time. Yeah. Good results, bad results will happen, and just keep going.
Love that. Right, let's get into the game on the weekend. Sunday we played Spurs.
Did we?
Yeah, big win. How many North London derbies away have you been to, Deep? Can you remember?
Well, you know what? Because I didn't used to cover the away games until sort of relatively recently, maybe 7 or 8 years ago. That's when my job changed a little bit, because been here so long, I've got to mix it up, haven't I?
Can't
do the same thing every season.
I hear it.
That's why I said we need to launch a podcast.
It's like you need to do something different.
So the first time I went to this new stadium was actually the game in lockdown. Which we lost, I think.
I went to that as well. It's like there was no fans. None of our fans there.
That's right.
No, I'm talking about the pre-season.
Yeah, there was a friendly game there.
Okay,
so in the league we played a game there. But I was there a couple of years ago when we were 3-0 up, working 3-0 up at half time. We won 3-2.
Yeah.
But a season before that when they got the win. But before, I used to do the co-commentary, which is up in the gantry, which meant I had to go right up to the top, through the concourses, through the home fans.
No.
Not a great experience.
Was you in Arsenal kit?
I was covered up a little bit.
Make sure.
But a great experience coming out afterwards, because you can hear all their comments and all what they're saying, and because they're caught off guard, they're not on camera. They don't know that there's one of the Arsenal guys walking amongst them, and they were like, they were like, yeah, they were quite good actually, weren't they today? But this season was different, because I was just down in the press box, and you have to say the facilities there are great.
Their media lounge, I have to say, is pretty good, man. Begrudgingly, I have to say that.
I think we do have to give them respect for that. But if that's the only thing we're saying was good, then we'll take that away.
The food's really good as well. Well, a bunch of us, we have kind of like a rating system.
Yeah, the unofficial ranking of away games.
The food, we only judge the food, and Tottenham's up there. I'm not gonna lie. What was it? It was like a roast dinner.
But it's not just that. It's a cheese board. There's a dessert.
I feel like you had something different.
I had the vegetarian option yesterday, just to mix it up a bit.
Why? Are you vegetarian?
I'm not vegetarian, but I was just feeling it yesterday.
Oh, fair enough.
I thought I'd try their menu. It was good, actually, and then cheese board, dessert.
I did see cheese board, Croissants.
They've got a separate bit for the hot drinks and the little bar area.
Yeah,
they do look after you.
Yeah, it's actually quite good.
Yeah, we feel quite at home. I know, obviously, beforehand, it's a different feeling. We're both a bit nervous.
Yeah.
I mean, I felt like you needed to...
I was a bit nervous, a little bit, but only because, one, it's the first time working there on a match day. And sometimes you get that little superstition, is like, oh, if we lose here, I can't come back. Maybe I'm the reason when I have no say in what happens in the game anyway. So I was a bit nervous on that point, but once the game started, like, you just knew that
the way we started was so good, wasn't it? We were looking for that response from the Wolves game, weren't we? And we got it. And you know what was really annoying was we started so well. 3 or 4 chances in the first 6 minutes, and then all of a sudden the comms communications doesn't work for the officials. Sort of killed our momentum a little bit, didn't it? They had a chance after that, but then once we scored the first goal,
it's quite interesting as well, as they were getting the comms fixed, that they were kicking it about to keep I forget that they're always trying to keep in the zone.
Yeah, well, just to keep warm and not just to stand still, because it's just like, what's going on here? And when you don't know how long it's going to be, that's the other thing. It's not like, oh, this will just be a couple of minutes with an injury. That seemed to go on for at least 5 or 6 minutes. But once we got the first goal, then obviously they equalised. But I think the way that we came out, started the second half with the goal from Big Vic.
Oh, come on, what a goal that was as well. That was absolutely incredible. And Eza, mate, he lost scores against Tottenham. What is going on?
Yeah, I mean, I caught up with him afterwards, and we'll get to the clip later. But it's not just for Arsenal he scores there. I mean, obviously he scored a hat trick here. He scored 2 more, so that's 5. He's already our 3rd highest scorer in the Premier League history in the North London derby.
Really?
He's only played twice.
That's crazy.
Robert Pires and Emmanuel Adebayo have got more than him, so he can chase that down next season.
How many's got? I think I saw it. Pires got 7.
Yeah, and the 6 and 7 Adebayo and Pires, and now Ebbs is on 5 already.
It's only 3 away.
Yeah, I mean, if we're talking stats, that is our 4th away win in a row against Tottenham, which hasn't been done for 70 years. So spoke to the manager afterwards, and he was keen on all these numbers. He was like, this is the context of it. We need to remember the situation, the big picture, the history. Our biggest away win against Tottenham since 1978 in the league. So
in the league, I remember us beating 6-1.
Yeah, there was a cup game, wasn't there? League cup game. But in the league, 4-1 is as big as it gets. And another stat I was looking at, actually, which you might be interested in, people might be surprised at this. This is our best goal scoring season for 70 years in terms of goals per game. So we've now scored 96 goals in 43 games so far this season. We're closing in on 100 again. But that is 2.23 a game. Yeah. It's our best rate of scoring since the 1950s. So it's our best attacking season. I mean, if we've spoken about the defence at length, didn't we? Especially earlier in the season. If they can start marrying up now, keeping clean sheets again, and keep scoring, then everything's working. Oh,
brilliant!
What did you get up to then? So you were there. Once you got into the stadium undercover, I presume you sneaked your way into the stadium.
To be fair, my day kind of started at home first, because I was on social. Okay. So I did like an intro to the social stories. Did my walk down. I filmed that as well. Got into the stadium, and then we did a few bits. Like when they came in, I did because the way they come in is like they have to walk down. They have to walk on the side of the pitch, then to go into the dressing room, which is a bit mad, because it's a bit intimidating as well, because obviously they're getting like heckled as they're coming along, because they got all Spurs fans coming in. But I feel like they loved it.
I was about to say.
Like I was looking, when Bukayo and Eza were all walking past, I feel them like, you're booing now, you watch.
I feel like they would miss that if it wasn't there. We're like, come on, we're here. Yeah. But it's like, I think they like it.
So I did a little thing of them coming in, and then obviously the game happened, so I did filmed the goals coming in and all the supporters and all that stuff. And then, of course, before the full time, I had to run to the tunnel to make sure I got all the vibes, and then coming into the and it's the first time I've been. It's massive. It's a lot of space.
Huge stadium.
Reminds me of West Ham Stadium. Their
London
quite
Stadium.
London.
Also, I think because they have NFL there as well, which they probably
it's a lot
when
of
they
players.
built it, they knew it was going to be like a multi-purpose stadium. So. You've seen the NFL, how many people are involved in that.
Crazy as well.
Could you hear? So you were near the dressing room because I was around the other side waiting for the interviews with Bruno, our camera up.
And you could hear him in there, man, going absolutely
because Bruno's
crazy.
like, they're not coming out yet. And I was like, I need to listen to this. And you could just hear the music coming out of there.
And it's quite Joe's. Like, sometimes I feel like one day we need to get a social phone in there or some sort of camera.
Yeah, definitely.
When you do the tunnel cam, sometimes I feel like they're a bit tame because they're trying to, like, they're next to their opponents that they've just beaten. So you don't want to be too crazy. But when they get into the dressing room, they let it all out.
That's when it goes. Absolutely.
And that's what you want for them as well. You want them to have their little private time. They've done a great job, and you want them just to be loose and
But I know from experience of being in the tunnel area at the Emirates, if we've lost to whoever it is, Chelsea or whatever, not often Spurs here, but when it's Chelsea or Man City or Man United, and you can hear the music coming out.
You're like, oh.
But there's nothing like going away to one of your big rivals and winning. Just that feeling of, we've come here, we've got the result, and we're the ones walking out. And, in an occasion like the North London derby, as you say, you live right around the corner anyway, so you can get home and watch the highlights again on Arsenal.com and on the app and enjoy all the content we produce.
Yeah, all around. It was just a great day, man.
Yeah, I mean, we should mention Vic, shouldn't we? Because what a shift he put in up front. What I liked about it, where I was sitting is the closest I've been actually, because I was normally at the gantry. And the press box at Tottenham is quite low down. You're quite near the pitch. You're not near the halfway line. We're much more towards the end that the Arsenal supporters are at. So where we scored 3 goals. But the way he just kept coming back for more, like he was getting battered by the 5.
Because there's a lot of times where you're like, that is a foul. And
a lot of times.
And he just wasn't getting anything. But
he wasn't stopping.
No, he just kept going, and listen, that's the result. 2 goals.
Yeah, and I have to say, I mean, I loved his first goal, but there's something about a goal that seals. I know we were already 2 goals ahead, but
it's done. It's sealed.
This is it. This is when I can finish my match report, which I'd actually, forgotten to do because I was so invested in the injury times. I'm like, okay, got to do my job here. But that last goal, I think he enjoyed that day, didn't he?
And, brilliant.
Yeah, and deserved it. Really deserved it. Didn't he?
Of course. Listen, like we said before, you spoke to Ezra. We've got an exclusive audio clip.
Yeah, just asked him about basically, what it is about that game and looking ahead to the next week. So let's take a listen to that. So, what is it about this fixture? Why is it so special for you?
If I'm honest, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I just feel like whenever I'm here, I feel like I'm going to score. Whenever I face Tottenham, I feel like I'm going to score. To be fair, I feel like that in most games. Whether I score or not, it's different. But it just seems to work, and that's how it is, I guess.
But this was just what we needed, wasn't it? Going into a week now, we've got a week to prepare for the next match and look ahead to playing Chelsea next week.
Yeah, definitely. Again, as I said, we're going to build on this. We're confident, we believe, and we're trusting what we've got in our change room. And as long as we continue to do that, then we'll be in a good position for sure.
We spoke about the game on the weekend, but what makes this club so special goes beyond 90 minutes. Arsenal and Adidas are in their 5th year of the No More Red campaign, and from our own community, Mr. Jack Ironside is in the building. How you doing, sir? You good?
I'm very well, thanks. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, welcome along, Jack. So you're the senior social inclusion manager in our community department, is that right?
That is correct,
So tell us about your journey. Tell us your story. How long have you worked at the club?
So I joined the club in 2007, actually, on one of our community programs.
Oh, mate, I feel left out, man. I've only been here 5 years, man. I need to get some more years on you guys.
Yeah, it goes fast. Yeah, I actually started on one of the community programs myself. We run a program called the Coach Development Program, which gives people an opportunity to get their coaching badges, to get experience working in the community, and also work internationally, actually. So started in 2007, worked in Islington, was placed abroad in Indonesia for 4 months, coaching for the club. Amazing experience. Amazing experience. Great people. Really good life experience for myself. Good professional development. came back and then started full time in 2008.
Because we had Freddie Hudson on the show a few weeks ago. Obviously,
OG.
Absolute legend. But I was saying to him as well, what I love about working here in the community, working with the community department, is all the familiar faces, because there's so many people who do so much great work in that department, in your department, and they've the years of experience between you in so many different sort of areas, and it all comes together for, so many hundreds of years between you.
Yeah, it's a real privilege actually to work there. I think you mentioned Freddie. Freddie's a legend. Supported a lot of the staff, and in terms of their development and the community impact. Look, I'm one of 36 full-time staff, and those staff are amazing people, really passionate, really committed to what they do. Usually using sport as a way to engage. We've all got our sort of coaching badges, but actually there's a professional skill set outside of sort of football, that sits behind that person. So myself, I'm a youth worker or counsellor, those sort of off the pitch sort of mentoring skills. But we've got people that are employment advisors, health workers, teachers. It's a really sort of diverse group of people delivering really important programmes across Islington, Hackney and Camden.
So Jack, you're mainly here to talk about No More Red today, which supporters will know about, of course, because it's been linked to the white kit that we've worn in previous seasons. But it's a bit different this season, isn't it? We've already played in the FA Cup, obviously, and no white kit this year. How is it different, and can you tell us a bit about this year's campaign?
Yeah, so this year's videos are really, hopefully a really special one. Hopefully it will connect with the supporters and really sort of highlight the impact that youth violence does have on people's lives. The video itself sort of follows the journey of a young man called Tashan Daniel, who tragically was murdered on his way to an Arsenal game in 2019. So we work closely with Tashan's parents over the past 6 years. Actually, we've supported them following, sadly, the murder of Tashan. But this video documents Celia and Chandy, Tashan's parents, completing Tashan's journey from their home to Emirates Stadium. I think over the past 4 years, there's been some really good work done in terms of raising awareness of what is a really important social issue. Sadly, youth violence is an issue that affects many. Not just sadly when someone passes, but the wider family impact, the community impact, how people experience that. So it's a really important issue that we're talking about, and Arsenal and Adidas have obviously got big platforms and big opportunities to do that. So we're really proud of the work that's been done so far. But then it's also about what we actually do about that. And Arsenal and the community have been operating since 1985, so just over 40 years now. And there's a lot of work that's been done around many different sort of social issues, but youth violence is one that we're really sort of keen to do some important work on, and we do that with partners, always with partners. We have a role. We've got some good staff out there, some really experienced staff that can support young people, but we do it in partnership with local organisations, some of which you'll have seen in the video that came out yesterday. And trying to make an impact in that community, and No More Reds giving us a real opportunity to develop that work further, and excited to see what comes next.
What's the impact it's had within North London with the kids that are around here?
Yeah, so look, there's obviously, it's fairly high profile, so we try and talk about it, we try and send a message, but as you said, it's about impact. And through No More Red, every year we put a new AstroTurf football pitch in North London. I call them an AstroTurf football pitch, but actually they're much more than that. There's two 11-a-side grass football pitches in Islington, and one of them is Emirates Stadium.
Really? Right.
So there is no green space. So those AstroTurf football pitches, yes, they're, you can play football on them, and they're, we have some good activity. But they're much more than that. They're community centres, they're youth clubs, they're spaces, what we would call safe spaces, where people can spend their time outside of school hours, outside of college hours, come there. We put on activities on those sites, as do some of our other local partners. And football is usually the activity, but it's actually much more about how our coaches, our staff create trusting relationships with young people. we can support them in terms of like developing their football skills, of course, but actually we're looking at them as a young person rather than a player. So we're looking about building a good relationship, getting to know them, understand where they're at with their journey, and how can we support that. So it might be around, you know, supporting their education. It might be supporting them around employment. It could be around supporting with housing. It could be around mental health that they might be, you know, some challenges they might be experiencing. The needs are obviously varied. You know, we're living in, you know, challenging sort of communities. You know, it can be complex, and growing up now for young people is quite complicated. And we don't have like, you know, the answer to all of those solutions, but we feel that, you know, our experience has shown that through those sort of pitches, through regular activity, consistent delivery, providing opportunities, providing role models, that you can make a difference.
I feel like the wearing the white kit has been really effective for raising awareness, because all Arsenal supporters now have heard of No More Red, and have got some insight into what the initiative is working towards. But it goes beyond that. You know, everyone who's watched Arsenal on TV in the FA Cup will know it. Is now this about sort of moving it to the next, that the awareness is there now? Is this now the campaign moving on a step, would you say?
I think so, yeah. Look, the white shirt and wearing the white shirt on the pitch was fantastic, drawing attention to that, like I said, this important issue. But as I said, it's about what we do about it. And we should be proud, actually, that Arsenal and the community and Arsenal Football Club have had those community programmes going on for 40 years. Still work to be done. You know, we're constantly looking at what's the next step, what's the next part of the journey, and No More Red's a big part of that. Those development of those pitches will continue to be built each year. We've got number 5 coming shortly, but it is about the impact. But what we have found, look, you know, through No More Red, is this is a programme, this is an initiative that really means something to people. It means something to our supporters, and it means something to families and people that have really been affected by youth violence. And you know, I think that the video that's come out this week sort of demonstrates that to a degree, and look, we're talking in the video about Tashan's journey and Tashan's story, and Chandi and Celia, Tashan's parents, like, you know, obviously clearly showed a lot of strength and a lot of really sort of got that across, I think, in the video. It was an amazing amazing to work with them. We actually worked with them since sadly Tashan's passing in 2019. They came to the stadium a couple of weeks after, and we've had a relationship with them during that time. But sadly, there's also, you know, there's many families that experience these tragic circumstances, and we're really committed to them as well. What we hear from a lot of the families is that, you know, one of their biggest fears that their child is forgotten. Right. Yeah. So through No More Red and through some of these initiatives, we can't change, obviously, the scenario, the situation that they're facing. But if we can stand with them, we can show some solidarity and some strength, then that's a positive. And we work with an organisation called Love and Loss. They're a collection of families who, sadly, the common denominator is losing a loved one, and they have monthly sort of peer support group sessions at the Arsenal Hub, which is our community base next to the stadium, where they support each other. When they get together, they deliver workshops, they deliver activities to young people. They're an amazing organisation, and there's some good work there, there's some important work, but it is about what comes next and how we take this forward.
Yeah, I remember, I think it was in 2022, we did a get together of all the families, and you said the thing about that they didn't want their loved ones being forgotten, and I thought that was great because we celebrated their loved ones. Like it was quite a good day, like because it was the first time I kind of got involved with anything like that, and it was great to see that like they've had this tragic thing happen, but everyone is there and has the same story, and they're trying to be there for each other as well, and celebrating their loved ones. And I feel like that's
community. That's what community literally is, isn't it?
And that was a big part of in the video that we did this year with the walk. We had about 150 people, but those 150 people all were relevant in some way to what we're talking about. There was families there. Sad, look, some of those families lost loved ones, you know, several years ago. Some of them literally as recently as December of last year. Like that's how, like, you know, sort of there's a real sort of diversity of people there and sort of different stories. But there's people that worked around the sort of youth workspace and work around sort of community safety that are part of it. So that walk actually the viewer won't necessarily know like who those people are, but there's a lot of important people, a lot of valuable people, and people that we want to sort of stand with that form part of that walk in the video.
Yeah, no, it's a really powerful video, and we'll drop in a clip of it after this chat. But I wanted to ask you, I mean, so that's the Tashan story in that video. So you've been involved in that. What's and speaking to the family, speaking to the parents, the impact of Arsenal itself and football generally. We talk about the power of football a lot, don't we? I mean, that comes across for me in that video of that. It meant so much to Tashan, Arsenal meant so much to Tashan, and therefore to his parents as well, and to keep that sort of love and his legacy going. Is that what you spoke about as well when you met the family? Yeah,
definitely. Like obviously, Tashan was clearly a massive Arsenal fan. His family are Arsenal supporters. Sadly, obviously, he was on the way to actually the Arsenal game. You know, we talk about that in the video. Arsenal and football clubs mean a lot to their communities. They mean a lot to people. And as I said before, you know, that idea that, like, you know, my son or my child will be forgotten is a real sort of, is a real one. And so to have, like, you know, that thing that you love, that thing that you connect with, that thing that you aspire to be in terms of your football club, stand with you on what is essentially the most devastating thing that will happen in most people's lives, really. There's a strength in that, and I think that connects with people. So, you know, I think it's easy to sort of see the white shirt as a kit, you know, as something that we wear, but actually it's what it represents and the connection it makes with people that makes it truly special. And we hear that from the families, and that's important to us. You know, it's important that what we do and how we do it is authentic, it's real, and it actually connects with the people that we most want to reach on this. So, yeah.
So we see that in the video, don't we, that the framed shirt in one of the early scenes when they're at home, and obviously means something too, because it's there as an everyday reminder, everyday symbol, if you like.
Yeah, that was the event that Frimmy mentioned there a second ago. That shirt was awarded to the family. I'm not sure if awarded's the right word, but it was presented to the family as, like, you know, as a show of solidarity and strength. And, you know, it clearly sort of means something to the family. It's in their hallway, as you know, you'll have seen in the video, and that matters. That's important.
So we spoke to before, and when Freddie was on, and you referenced it, the 40 years of Arsenal and the community, which is incredible, and just year by year, the number of people directly impacted by the community's work seems to be just growing and growing. Looking to the future, and specifically with No More Red, what do you hope the impact can continue to be from this initiative?
So, yeah, good question. So essentially, through No More Red and through our wider community work, we have developed almost 3 pillars that we sort of see in terms of how we operate in the community and how we create change. So those are around safe spaces, role models and opportunities. And ultimately, those 3 pillars contribute to young people and the wider community feeling a sense of belonging, which is our mission statement. So when we talk about safe spaces, we're talking about, you know, those small sort of AstroTurf football pitches that I referenced, meaning much more than actually being a football space. Look, you know, we're not the academy. The HLN, they do amazing work developing the next sort of, you know, the next Ethan, the next Miles, you know, next Max Dowman, etc. Great work. If we were to find the next one, that would be amazing. But that's not what we're there for. We're there to support young people that are on our doorstep, that really, like, you know, we can use sport as a way to build some good relationships and support off the pitch. So safe spaces are important. Role models, or trusted adults, if we want to call them, are important. A lot of our workforce, look, I'm an example myself, have come through some sort of community program themselves. A lot of our coaches that are working on those football pitches, those estates, those parks, are from the communities themselves. They were former participants in many cases. They might have been with us for 10 years, you know, literally, you know, taking part, and they sort of start helping out. You develop some leadership skills.
I feel like I've seen that a lot as well. Yeah. A lot of people that have kind of been in the community hub and all that stuff, they tend on to be like next to you and doing stuff with you as well. So I see that a lot, which is great. Yeah,
who else better to guide the next generation than the ones that have experienced it themselves? 100%. And that's where the opportunities come in. So look, as an organisation, as a club, you know, we've got a lot of opportunities here that we can offer young people. You know, if you come here on a match day, the amount of young people, well now young adults, that work around the stadium, whether it be they work around the ball squad, or they work behind the venue team, or they're, you know, behind the hospitality areas. It's you know, it's a real sort of presence. So those opportunities are key in terms, because, you know, ultimately, look, if we're providing safe spaces, if we're providing things for people to do around good mentors, around good role models, and giving them opportunities, they're more likely to make better decisions and make good decisions that help keep themselves safe. You know, you take those things away, and you know, it can be difficult for young people growing up in London and the wider sort of country. So they're important things. We don't, like I said before, we don't claim to have all the sort of the answers. Definitely not. But we feel like we've got a role to play, especially in our sort of home boroughs of Islington, Hackney and Camden.
Well, thanks so much for coming in, Jack, and telling us all about the campaign for this year, No More Red, and the wider work that the community department continues to do. So, yeah, thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Well, that's all we have for this week. Of course, we have got a big week. Chelsea on Sunday, very, very big game.
You going to be there?
Of course I'm going to be there, man, as always. But guys, if you're not subscribed, make sure you please subscribe to wherever you get your podcasts. But I feel like the best way to end this podcast is to end on the powerful No More Red campaign video for this year.
I mean, he was talking about it for weeks and weeks, wasn't he? About going to that game. He was really excited. So yeah, it was the 24th of September, 2 days after Tashan's birthday, so he was just turned 20. He was going to the Arsenal Nottingham Forest game. He just loved Arsenal.
I got a phone call and just said, need to come to the station.
Then there'd been a stabbing. I knew it couldn't be Tashan because he was lively, he was bubbly, he was funny, respectful to everybody. He would have walked away from trouble. I was sort of going against the tide of people coming out, got to the platform and said that they'd been working on him for 20 minutes and that there's nothing they could do for him. He'd lost too much blood. I had to do the hardest thing in my life and tell Celia that our baby boy had passed away. People said nothing but good things about Tashan. With the community, everyone is looking out for everybody. We don't want another family to go through the heartache that we've had to go through.
My mind it's just a flashback throughout the whole journey. You can still see him lying there with his Arsenal top on. It was one of the hardest things to do.
Going to the Emirates, feel like somehow we're completing that journey for Tashan.
And hopefully it heals me a little bit.
I mean, strangely enough, every time I go to the Emirates, I know that he's there. With No More Red campaign, there's a sense of people reaching out in your time of need, making sure that everyone's being looked after. Tashan's name still being spoken about, which means everything to us. With knife crime, there's no quick fix. Education is the fundamental thing.
Growing up, I never really got along with anyone in my life, really. So going to community sessions, I saw my community coaches as older brothers.
Football is a way out, isn't it? And just being free.
You know, if you're really dealing with this situation that you're talking about in your lyrics, here's a space that can help you with that. Just having that access to a space makes everyone kind of feel like, as a community, we're progressing.
We can't keep on putting pressure on young people saying they're making bad decisions if we're not giving them the information or the awareness.
That we are tackling knife crime in a different way.
To be here today completing Tashan's journey, finding the words difficult because it's very emotional. Here we are 6.5 years later and still being supported. That's what community is. I think he'd be proud of us. I think he'd be proud of his mum, definitely. His legacy lives on, basically. He's not forgotten.
The No More Red campaign in the white T-shirt symbolised there's no more blood. And I'm proud that we can finish his journey for him.